Hi, and welcome back to Thought for Your Penny. I'm Brian Penny, your resident ghostwriter, and today we're going to be interviewing some of the contestants from The Voice. The Voice is a singing competition show on NBC where hopefuls get on stage and perform for four music industry veterans. This year's judges are John Legend, Blake Shelton, Gwen Stefani, and Kelly Clarkson. We're going to be interviewing a few of the contestants from each team and putting them in each video, so if you want to see the rest of them, check the comments below for the links. In this video, we're going to be talking to Team John, starting off with John Holiday. John, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is John Holiday, and I'm from Rosenberg, Texas. It's a suburb of Houston, which is probably about 32 miles from downtown Houston.
I like you already. So, how did you get up on The Voice?
I mean, who wouldn't want to audition for The Voice? The reason that I decided to take a leap of faith to audition for The Voice is because it's something that I've always wanted to do. I had been afraid to try, but I felt like this was the right season. I wanted for little boys and girls, young men and women in all of America to see someone like me fighting for my dreams. I've wanted this for a very, very long time, and I'm finally believing in myself enough to go for the gold. That doesn't come without hard work, though, so I want to show people what it looks like when and if you decide to challenge and stretch yourself. I can't wait to prove myself to each of you and prove to myself that I can do this.
You have the best positive energy. Did that come from your hometown?
My hometown is about 32 miles from downtown Houston, and my entire family and community who helped to nurture me and cultivate my talent, they are all rooting for me back at home, and they want me to represent them well. I know it, so that's exciting. And I'm also a professor of voice at the Conservatory of Music at Lawrence University.
So you're a man of many hats. Also, I like your hat. But what was it like working with the challenges of COVID-19?
With it being a socially distanced show, it's been quite the experience. I wouldn't know so much of the production side, what's happened before, but I can tell you that the entire crew and production staff have been absolutely amazing and such a joy to work with. They've taken such good care of us and ensured our safety. To make this show happen, we go through quite the rigorous amount of COVID testing every other day or every 2 days to make sure that we are in alignment with the California protocols and CDC guidelines. And the producers make sure that we are adhering to all of those guidelines by putting us on separate stages when we have the battles and keeping us socially distanced when we're doing the knockouts. We would typically get to walk up to the coaches and shake their hands or give them a hug or something. We can't do that so much, but I still feel super connected to them, and I can feel their heart and their spirit.
That's fantastic that you're taking care of your voice. So, I mean, what have you done before this to kind of get ready for the show?
I have been singing ever since I was 2 years old. My mother and my grandmother often say that I sang before I spoke. I can remember singing my ABCs at Deaf Smith Elementary School in Rosenberg, Texas. Some people still make fun of me for that, in a good way, though. And I can remember my first solo also was at Travis Elementary, and I sang Let There Be Peace on Earth. What a concept. The world needs so much peace and love, and I pray that I'm able to do that with this season of The Voice. I was even at choir, in the choir at church. My grandmother, who was also an English teacher, was also the music minister at my church, so I've always sung in choir. And I was a part of the Forbidden Boys Choir of Texas, and that choir gave me so many opportunities to travel all over the world. And it was also the choir that gave me my first opportunity to see somebody that looked like me singing, Denise Graves.
That's awesome. And so, what kind of like formal training
I
do
got
you
a
have?
master's at the University of Cincinnati, and I have an arts diploma from the Juilliard School. I have been blessed to have sung at some of the most amazing places and share my gift with audiences all over the world. And I'm so excited that I get an opportunity to stand on this stage and sing for all of you and connect with each of you. I just want to radiate joy and peace to everyone. I think we need that right now in the world. I would say that my roots lie in gospel music. So because of that, I sing a lot of church music, jazz, neo soul, a little bit of R&B. I sing a lot of classical music. So my musical taste kind of it has all of that incorporated into it. And you will find that a lot of my singing incorporates all those styles, the classical, the jazz, the R&B, everything. So I really have been loving being here and stretching my.
That's awesome. So tell us what it's like. Which judge are you on again?
I am on Team Legend, and when the coaches turned their chairs around, I was absolutely floored. I was in my own world when I was singing, so I kind of could see them and I kind of couldn't. I was just really trying to focus on giving them the best performance that I could. And as silly as it sounds, it looked like the coaches were all in little halos. In that moment, they were all my on earth angels because they heard something in my singing and they turned around for me. Having these artists turn their chairs means so much to me because it means that they are affirming my talent and believe that my artistry is something so important and it's important enough to share it with the world. I've listened to all of them and I think that they're absolutely amazing. I'm still pinching myself. And my coach is John Legend, and he turned first, like on a third note.
I love that you're so humble about everything. I feel like he's going to be a great fit for you, don't you think?
He's a great fit for me because of who he is as an artist. In fact, I feel like John and I come from similar backgrounds. He plays the piano and sing. I play the piano and sing. He's a big proponent of black excellence, as am I. And he has an amazing ear for arranging and writing. I don't do that yet, but I would love to learn from him about that. His kindness is the leader, but he knows what he wants, and he knows how to get it across.
That's awesome. So what have you learned from him?
I've learned to believe in myself even more and my own instinct. You know, that will never fail me. That thing that resonates within me, I call that my body compass, and he's enabled me to feel that and follow that more. His belief in me and encouragement of me being my authentic self makes me want to dive deeper into who I am and to take more brave musical choices. I like how he's told me to stretch the line or add some syncopations, and, you know, his coaching of me has allowed me to.
That's awesome. So besides John, who else are your musical influences?
My most favorite singer in the entire world is Celine Dion, and I've been so inspired by her journey. I just know that she is someone who has worked so hard to get where she is, and I respect her artistry. I love Yolanda Adams, the Clark Sisters, Coldplay, Ella Fitzgerald, Mel Torme, Nina Simone, Denise Graves, Derek Lee Reagan, Leontine Price, and there's a whole lot of people. My musical taste, rightfully so, is probably very, very, very eclectic. I like all kinds of things. I like Cardi B, Jadena. I mean, I keep on going.
I love it. You love music. So what do you think that you're going to get out of this show?
This show is all about stretching and challenging yourself to do things you've never done. I'm doing that by stepping back into my own power and believing in what is possible for me.
That's fantastic. You have a really good energy about you. I can't stop telling you that. So what is it going to mean to you if you actually win The Voice?
It would mean the world to me to win this. I'm actually kind of overcome, being asked. Because of the significance of this, I get a little choked up sometimes. Not just to me, but I think to all little boys and girls out there who look like me, who have a dream of being something great, but they may not be able to conceptualize it. All at once, those memories, these kind of forced me to think back to my younger years of when I would be going back and forth to jazz choir rehearsals at high school or studying late nights in the Hammond Arts Library at Southern Methodist University, watching other esteemed singers on the screen when YouTube first came out or on other things. Every artist, if they are honest, experiences moments of self-doubt and wonders whether or not their art is viable and poignant. On the day that I win, that will be an answer from God and from the universe to stay the course and to work harder and more diligently. But no matter what, I am forever grateful and humbled by this entire experience. What a beautiful journey it has been, and it is an incredible journey to be on. And I promise to be a good steward of this award.
That's fantastic. And, if you win, we can all say that we saw you here before you did it. Tell us something interesting about yourself that the real fans will need to know.
Something that you should know about me that would probably surprise you is that I am an avid flight simulation enthusiast. I love airplanes, and one day...
Oh, that's it. Well, it seems we got cut off. I don't know what happened to our connection, so we're gonna have to move on. I guess we're not gonna learn. He's gonna remain a man of mystery. Let's go on to the next person from Team John. pull you up. Are you up there, Tamara? All right. This is Tamara Jade. Tamara, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Tamara Jade. I'm from Bowie, Maryland, and I have a ton of family back home in the DC metropolitan area that are rooting for me, and I'm so excited. I miss them, and I wish I could take them on this journey with me. But I wanted to audition for The Voice because I have been a part of the music industry my whole life, and at this point, I want to step out of being in the background and a supporting vocalist, and to become the legend, the legendary artist that I desire to be, and to kind of go from the background into the foreground to achieve stardom.
That's awesome. It's awesome to know. So, what was it like working on the set of The Voice?
This season was definitely a new experience, I think, for everybody participating. Going through production in a socially distant environment has really been challenging, but also rewarding. I would say the biggest challenge has been not really having a sense of community within a very close-knit community. The musical community is really something that anybody who's a part of really thrives off of social interaction and thrives off of, the emotional energy that we exchange with one another. Even with not having an audience, having a virtual audience, those have all been different and challenging. It creates the challenge for artists to have to communicate without energy being given back to them. So that's definitely a challenge. But I will say the reward is that it has really caused me to have to focus without really any distractions. You 100% have time to yourself. You have space to yourself to really focus, rehearse, decide your why for being here, your why for doing this. So it's definitely been challenging, but it's had its rewards as well. But social interaction is absolutely missed.
Yeah, COVID's definitely affected everybody in different ways. So, what about your own personal journey here?
My singing journey has been filled with lots of twists and turns. But it started out when I was about somewhere between 4 and 6 years old. I began singing at church and in life events for my family. The first life event, earliest life event I remember singing at was my godmother's rehearsal dinner for her wedding, and I think I was about 4. And then from then on, I think I just got bit by the bug. I do come from a musical family where my mom sings, my brothers both sing and play, and we just kind of always had music in our lives. I went to a performing arts program for high school and then matriculated to a conservatory for college, where I studied vocal performance and specifically opera for about 10 years in high school and college. And then after that, I toured Germany, Italy, and Austria with a gospel touring group for 3 months. And then I took a hiatus for 3 years. I didn't want to sing. I didn't want to look at a score. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to lead a normal life. So in those 3 years that I took a break, I taught special education in DC, and it was amazing. And at the end of that, I decided to go back to singing, and I moved to New York City, and I spent 4 years there as full-time a singer, actress, working musician, and that's entirely how I began to make my living full-time. And since 2016, I've been working full-time as a singer, actress, musician, entertainer, all of those things under that performance umbrella. Currently, I have been back in Maryland with my family during the quarantine, but immediately prior to that, I had had the opportunity to tour with an artist by the name of Corey Henry. Corey Henry and the Funk Apostles. We got to go all over the world, including the Philippines and Indonesia. And in 2019, I had the wonderful opportunity to perform with Lizzo on the VMA stage with MTV. So pretty much the journey has been all over the place, but this is the time now where I really want to step out and kind of use everything that I've learned to pour back into my own artistry.
That's good to hear. So, how would you describe your style?
I would describe my singing style as very soulful, hence I'm a soul artist. And for me, that just means that everything I sing comes from my soul. And so that delivery might come out jazzy, that delivery might come out with gospel belting, that delivery might come out with musical theater, phrasing. But no matter what, it's pulled from within me and within my energy, my soul, and how I feel like that should be interpreted in that moment. And so that's really my singing style. It's kind of a little bit of everything all in one, but all to a soulful soundtrack.
I love it. And we're actually running out of time, so we have to cut this off. I do apologize, but it's definitely been a pleasure speaking with you, Tamara, and I hope you do really well in here. This is going to be great. We're rooting for you. You've got a great soulful voice. That's it for Team Legend, and if you'd like to see, I'm sorry, Team John, and if you want to see any of the other judges, go ahead and click the links down below, and hope you have a great day.